last we left our heroes, you had been informed by Talos that if you are to continue to see your missing friends, family, wives, husbands, whoever they are, yeah, you should let him know because they've been trying to track these people for ages. But you finished your mission and you had some downtime. So you guys are free to either take a new mission or explore a bit, do some recreational stuff, whatever you want to do.
We
All
assume
right.
that we're sort of all together in a room or at a table somewhere or something like that.
Yeah. Probably in our little common room.
So, I just wanted to mention that I'm still a lot worried about Ruby, my daughter, and I was thinking at some point soon I might try and ask the guild if they can do something like some sort of sending stone or some sort of communication device that I can leave with her so that I can talk to her while we travel. I just something that's not trackable, but the knowledge that my house and home and shop are all destroyed, and that she is left now with neither parent is not lost on me. So I might try and just do that before we commit to any more missions. It hopefully won't take too long, and I don't know. I suppose I talked to Kiza. Anyway, I don't know if either of you have anything pressing you'd like to do in the city before we take on another mission.
Not specifically, but as much time as you need. That is that's important.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have anything pressing, but I might poke around the I don't know what you guys call it here. I was just gonna go poke around the gold quarter to see if I can find something.
Mm-hmm. Like your shop,
like
basically shopping.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure what you guys call it here, but usually you use gold to buy things there. Pretty much Pitash is gonna try and find a pawn shop.
Ooh. Sounds good.
All right. Maybe we just split up to go about our business just for the first part of today, maybe, and then we could reconvene in the afternoon for maybe in the main hall to look for missions. If we're ready to go straight on to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can split up, or well, you were trying to find some sort of communication device for your daughter. Do you want it? Shall we just all go? See if we can find something and
Yes, I suppose. Yeah, that's a good idea. I guess if the guild itself doesn't have anything, then perhaps we could go shopping together. We could have a bit of a shopping spree.
Yeah.
All right.
That sounds productive.
All right. Let's head to Kiza first.
Mm-hmm. Just dancing along.
Yeah, you guys can go to the artificer area. Giza is working on something you're not really sure what it is. Some trinket or something else. You can see the candelabra is securely placed in what you assume to be a magically enhanced glass locked box pushed up against the corner with a bunch of different sigils around it, you presume keeping it secure.
Good morning, Giza.
Oh, good morning, Joe, Mako, Kitasha. How are you today?
We're doing just fine, thank you. I wanted to ask if the guild or yourself had anything like a sending stone or any communication device that can communicate over great distances. Perhaps just on within a few miles or something like that. It's I just wanted some way of keeping in contact with people in the city while we are out on our missions wherever they may be.
Certainly. However, some missions are classified information. Who are you meaning to contact?
My daughter. We would not be speaking about mission details. This would be for if something was to go wrong or if she was to need help or just wanted to talk, then she might be able to get in contact. I'm not sure if you're aware, but my house and shop have been destroyed recently.
Huh, I see. Well then, I should be able to modify a sending stone for you. Though, would it not be wise to have your daughter moved into guild housing?
I wasn't sure that was a possibility.
In
Is it?
this case, oh,
Yeah, go.
in this case, I assume Talos would be fine with it, especially since it seems to be hazardous to both her physical state and your mental state.
I appreciate that. Perhaps I'll speak to Talos on our way out.
Of course, if you would like, I could also inform Talos. I do have some authority in this building, so I could fairly guarantee that she could stay here. But I will also make the sending stone that you requested, though it may take a few days.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. Sounds perfect. If you could speak to speak to Talos, please. That would be incredibly appreciated. The I don't know how this usually works. Do we pay you for your services for things like is that how it works for the sending stone or for is that normal?
Kiza looks at you and ha 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 ha. No, you do not need to worry. You are a member of the guild. We do
Oh,
things like this for each other. It is for the good of all.
all right then. I very much appreciate that. And if you ever need any sending stones, maybe I can help. I'm not sure.
Ah, yes, that would be appreciated. If you would like to come help me at points when you are not busy, that would be perfectly fine.
All right. Thank you so much.
Kiza nods, goes back to working on what they were doing.
Okay. That was a success, I think.
I think so too. Mako, what do you think?
This would simplify things. I having your daughter under guild protection, I honestly feel is probably safer than trying to keep her hidden.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are plenty of strong members of his guild that would be more than capable of fending off any of the enemies that you've made.
And this would take the edge off for my brother as well, so he's not also forced into being a full-time parent.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, it sounds like a plan. Would you like to go shopping now?
Sure.
Let's go.
Excellent. The segment I have not prepped for at all. Here we go. Let's go to a shop, shall we?
What do you know? All these stores are right next to each other.
Actually, kind of accurate. There is a small shopping district. We're going to say just a little bit. As I stated earlier on, there is, in the center of town, there is Scrambling Claw, there is the governing military headquarters, and then there is the enhancements building where modifications can be done. Just south of the modifications building would be a small shopping district, including little pawn shops. Let's see.
Well, while we're walking there, I want to say to the group, maybe as we're passing the modification place, have either of you thought about getting enhanced in any way?
Consider it. It's kind of. I'll be honest, I haven't looked into it that much. If the right kind of, if there were a valuable modification come available, maybe. I'll be honest, last time I looked into it, it wasn't nearly as developed as it is now. So.
I was wondering. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I thought about getting modifications earlier, but after what Shaz and Spag went through trying to modify themselves so they were less like each other, I don't think I want to go through that. It was a very involved process.
Do you mean like it might be painful or just intense or lengthy?
How about all of the above? They really did not want to look like each other anymore, but they always kept finding things that were very similar in color and shape and ability, and it didn't really. They spent all their time waiting to get a new procedure that ended up making them look more like each other. It just seemed like a lot.
I take it these are twins.
They are twins, yes.
Okay. But just two strangers that happen to look very similar. Alright. If you don't mind me saying, actually, just I guess thinking of your family, I have heard there was a couple orcs that I overheard recently, and sending that you're a good one, and that you've been sending money. Is that normal? The sending money thing, not you being a good person.
I'd like to think being a good person is normal. Well, yeah, that's I had my own business and I was able to send more money back, but yeah, I haven't been able to send as much. But there were 13 of us all together, and ever since my uncle passed, we've all been trying to stay as close together as possible, just to take care of each other.
All right. I just wanted to I guess I don't want to step on any toes, but I didn't want you to feel like obliged to send money back if you were struggling yourself.
Oh no, listen, I did make a tidy a bit from the racing. Um, so it's not I'm not struggling.
All right, that's good to hear.
Hmm.
Yes, she did, and she wasn't supposed to.
Oh no.
Picnic.
Wait, we can sneak money past the DM? I didn't know this.
Mm, I know, just a bunch of under table stuff.
Ah.
She was clever. She was clever and was like, "What if I join in on the bidding war?" And then Mako actually won the race.
What if I like just fix it just a little bit for me?
Well, maybe gambling does pay.
As you're walking, you pass a couple different shops. The names of which are the following: there is the Flowing Frog, the Nutty Shawl, the Sparkling Traveler, the Secret Ghost Diary, and the Shrugging Quest Boutique.
I love these names.
Kitasha is going to look at the sparkling one first, mainly because it's a bunch of um, whatever that it starts with a B. I don't remember. Baubles. I'm assuming it's full of baubles. Glitzy baubles.
There's a Kinku shop owner standing near the door, looking at you. Very happily bobbing
A
away, looking
bobbing
at you.
Kenku.
Yeah. This is the very, like, you think Kenku, you think, like, raven looking thing. Yeah. This is very much the beak, the black feathers, happily looking and sorting through their trinkets.
Okay. Kitasha is going to walk in, do a little like, hey, and then
Hey!
start looking at I'm assuming everything's in cases or in some sort of
Yeah,
protective thing.
think like little glass domed over little things. The shopkeeper has access, but you do not.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of things to look at in the shop. As
Mhm.
you walk in, there's a couple, couple shiny glass ornaments hanging from the ceiling. There's a couple of, you think are decorative, like, carved bones strapped to them as well, and they make, every so often as the door opens and little gusts of wind come in, little jingling noises come from that, and you see the shop owner a little bit, and then continue checking their stock.
Okay. Kitasha is going to look mainly at necklaces. Um, she doesn't think it'll be here, but she's going to see if she can find her family locket.
Mm-hmm.
See if it's here.
All right. Give me a perception check. Let's do that. Go about it this way.
Perception. All right. Oh, that was so close. It looked cocked. So, well, that kind of sucks. That's a 12 total.
You have. When was the last time you saw the locket, or did you ever see it?
It was Gitasha saw it when she was very young.
Mm-hmm.
One of the few times before she last saw her mother was her giving it to her uncle to look after.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a few years.
But even with it being a few years, you still have the memories of what it looks like. It doesn't appear to be here. There's a couple that are almost similar, but some of the markings look off and you don't think it's quite right. You can continue to look and... Oh! Need help? Need help? Pretty lockets?
I was looking for an orcish locket.
Orcish. Scurries into the back. You see shuffling through a couple boxes. No, not many. Not many these days. Tell you what. I don't have now, but I get new shipment soon. So, you tell me where to send letter. I tell you when they in.
Okay, that sounds good. And
Yeah.
Katasha will write out the guild address, and I'm assuming the unit number.
Mhm.
If we have our own little apartment.
Yeah, you
Sweet
got your
thing.
own little place. Yeah.
Okay, Katasha will write that down. And then she'll lean in a little bit and go, "Do you have like friendship bracelets?"
Oh! Yes. Come this way.
Oh,
Pulls you
okay.
over to this whole display. So many different ones. There's ones with little words written across them. There's some that are just different color coded. Anything you could think of, they're here. Good price. How many? How many you want? What's your number? I tell you price.
I need 3.
Hmm. 2 gold piece. Any of them. 2 gold piece for
Any of them
all
for
3.
2 gold?
All 3. 2 gold piece. Good deal.
It is a good deal.
And guarantee with the best friend.
Guarantee friendship for the 3 bracelets.
Or if you buy these, best friends forever.
What about
And so shiny. Look. Shiny.
they are very shiny.
Very shiny.
What about 2 gold for 3 bracelets and like a button?
A button?
Like a really cool button.
Deal. I'll
Okay.
find you a nice button. Scurries off to the back.
And Kitasha will be like, "Okay, guys, come over here. This is really cool. Come on." And we'll like pull Mako and Joe over to the friendship bracelet corner.
Yeah.
Go ahead, just pick out one. It's fun. Just go ahead, pick out one.
Is this for us?
Sure.
Thank you very much.
You hear in the back, not too red. You hear something judder in the back.
Yeah.
Well, I assume you want to be coordinated. What do we
Fortunately,
think here?
I'm grey, and most of my clothes are either grey or black, so I think anything we pick will go with me.
Yeah.
Maybe I should buy some colours.
Yeah. Not too plain.
Mako's outfit is mostly blue and leather. I think, if I remember correctly, Katasha's is. What is Katasha's?
I'm pretty sure Katasha is a lot of like neutrals because it's a lot of like weathered sea clothing. So it's a lot of neutrals. There is like some reds and yellows. But it's mainly gray and like browns.
All right.
Let's see.
So it sounded to me like just about anything would work.
I know. Have we have decided on a name, didn't we?
Did we?
The Jimk?
We're
Oh,
still
yes.
working on the name. I thought you came up with something. No, you went like an acronym. You went for your
Yeah, the
guys'
Jimk.
Yeah.
Joe, Mako, Kitasha, Jimk.
I don't know how I feel about being first, but
Well, I mean, we haven't really come up with a name. What if we were the... And Kitasha's gonna find 3 that are yellow. What if we were the Gold Cuffs?
like it.
Yeah, sure.
I
Yeah.
was thinking, initially I was thinking of something like Katasha and the Blades, but I don't know if I can constitute myself as a blade. I don't know if I'm that good yet.
You hear a "Woo!" in the back.
Oh, I think she's found something for your daughter. You guys discuss colors. I'll be right back. And Kitasha's very excitedly going back over to the Kenku.
Scuttles over. I have pretty button. See. And I'll hold out, and it's got small stones of many colors around the rim of it. Little button, but little stones. And in the center, you actually realize is a symbol of Surser. And you were looking for Orcish, and this is the closest thing I could find. So I did get this, and it's very colorful and very pretty. You like?
I do like. I was trying to find something for my friend over there for his kid. But I do want that button. I do
You're a
want
good
that.
customer. I'll throw a button in for free. Here, hold that.
Oh, thank you.
Scuttles back. Looks again. Ah. Was that another one? For friend Genasi over there? Yes?
Yes, that one.
He holds out. Redstone. It's a very pretty ornate little gold button with a bright red ruby in the center.
That is perfect. Katasha will hold out her hands for it. Okay, and we're just finishing out bracelets. Here's the 2 gold, and Kitasha will pass them over, and then go back to the group. And we'll hold up the ruby button. A ruby for your ruby.
Thank you so much. It's very, very, very kind. I'm sure she will love it. It'll be good for you both to meet her.
With how much you go on about her, I think I know her already.
This is very kind.
Were you guys able to look over colors, or as much as
Honestly,
I enjoy?
Like a plain gold chain would probably work just fine, wouldn't it?
Sounds fine to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, make cool. We'll grab off one of the. What do you think? Regular gold, rose gold, or white gold?
Well, I don't know
White.
how. Yeah, either white or yellow. Rose gold doesn't really go with my complexion.
All right.
It's unfortunate.
Probably so it stands out against her fur. Mika will grab a yellow gold chain and clasp it around her ankle. Actually, figure Mako's wrists are probably not large enough for most normal sizes.
Surprised. There's a couple in there that'll fit her.
Mm-hmm.
I think it fits better on the ankle anyway.
Yeah, and Kitasha will put on a white gold on her wrist as well.
Nice.
And Joe picks out his, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe
It goes
joins
without
the
saying.
girls, right?
Yeah.
Watching.
I've never been invited on a shopping trip before. I don't know what's normal.
Yes, before you go.
Yes.
The locket you're looking for.
Mhm.
Do you have specifics? So I can, when I contact you when they come in, if there's a specific one you want?
Yes. So it looks like this. And Kitasha, on the same piece of paper that she wrote down the address,
Mhm.
will make the mark of her mother's tribe.
Okay.
So it has this symbol on it, and it is long enough to hit just below the clavicle.
Mm. Oh, okay. Hmm. This is specific. Yes. This is not okay.
It is, yeah.
Okay. Some you didn't hear this from me. Some sources are not always good, but I take the merch and I get it back to you if they have it. Though, look, advice. Look to the birds. The birds will help you. Always look to the
Alright.
birds. They help you. And with that cryptic advice, we'll settle back to sorting through items.
All right. Uh, okay. Are we? Is there anything else you guys wanted to look for here? Or?
Not in this shop. I did want to check out what the frog shop was all about. The floating frog?
The flowing frog.
Flying frog, yeah. Purely because that's a fantastic name of a shop and I had to find out what was inside.
Inside the flowing frog.
To the flowing frog.
Let's decide real quick. Okay, the flowing frog is going to be a. It's a little pet store
Ah.
that specifies specialty is aquatic animals. Very small aquatic animals. Animals nonetheless. I am desperately trying to remember the name of the species that our little doctor was in the previous campaign.
Oh, he's a bullywug.
Yes, there is a bullywug manning the shop. He is poison dart frog colors, so black with streaks
Nice.
of. Let's go with he is a bumblebee poison dart frog, so bright yellow and black.
A Wolverine poison dart frog.
Yes.
I guess just upon seeing immediately this got pets, I think Gerald said to Katasha, you're a sort of a mage. Do you have familiars? Is that normal? I know some mages have familiars, like a pet, that they kind of help, that it helps them.
I don't think I'm a mage. I think you go to school for that. I did not go to school for
Oh, okay.
that. But we did have a lot of pets growing up.
Okay.
Nothing we took out with us. They were all land pets. We didn't have a lot of water pets.
Yeah, I guess considering none of our missions have been out in the open sea yet, I suppose most sea pet or water pets wouldn't be too useful. Would you like a frog as a familiar? I don't really know how this familiar thing
Bullywug
works.
looks over at you briefly and then goes back to stocking the shelves. No frogs.
Oh, okay. I know a small turtle, or like what else is semi-aquatic?
There are a couple turtles in there.
Mhm.
Yes.
There's turtles and there's fish.
Would you like to take a fish on our adventure?
Well, I don't think I have a spot to keep it.
Fish
Okay.
will not survive in a bag of holding. I'm just telling you now. I don't remember if any of you have a bag of holding.
I don't think
Nope,
so.
nope. And I kind of don't want to like poison my only water skin
Yeah.
with frog goo,
Well,
the mucus.
does it? If you have shape water, you can technically carry a fish with you. Just like a blob of water.
That is true. I do not have shape water.
Oh, okay, then that's fine.
Yeah,
All right.
all
Well,
the
you know.
yeah, unfortunately, all the like starting spells for Kitash's subclass do not really involve water.
That's fine. I'm just thinking, like, I mean, I've got a pet in my dog Hercules, and we've got the other sort of vaguely animatronic insect thing. Is the Kinsect, is it robotic, or is that like a normal insect?
I think technically it is a very specific species of thrycreen. Technically,
Okay. All right. Well, so we both have pets, and I just didn't want you to feel left out, considering you didn't have one.
I don't feel left out mainly because I keep finding new animal friends.
Okay.
I just have them on a roster and I keep rotating through them.
As long as you're happy with that. I can't believe you haven't settled down with one pet.
Kadash is gonna have like the bless your heart face, just thinking back to her line of work.
Oh, Kitasha.
All right. Well, maybe we're done here then. Unless you just want to fish for 5 minutes before it dies.
There's a couple of
Kadash
fish
is gonna like look
staring
over
at
at
you.
Okay.
If you look closely enough, you're pretty sure there's at least one dead in the tank. But you know what? It's a pet store. It always happens.
There's always at least one.
At least one.
You can usually get some sort of discount on the dead ones. Yep. All right. Okay, never mind. Let's all do that thing when you go shopping, when you like walk into a shop and immediately realize this isn't for your group, and just like back shuffle out, like instant
Yeah.
shuffle out.
Dude, you walk in and you look at the first item and it's like 300 plus, and you're like, never mind.
Yeah, you look and you see a cow print shirt for 400. You're like, yeah, this ain't for me.
When I went shopping with this was with the Smiths in Texas, there was this, and like we went through a bunch of like antique stores and like just very like super old furniture and stuff like that, and most of them were like fine, but there was one specifically that like, yeah, it was like, just like a vaguely ornate mirror, like a little bit like carved, like not even that fancy, but it was like, literally in the thousands, and we were like, we cannot stay in here long. One of us is going to bump into something. It's not going to go well. Just like
It's expensive because it's haunted.
Oh.
Mhm.
Yeah, wait, I didn't see
That'll
the
do
reflection.
it.
You're right. Wait, am I a
That'll
vampire
do
then? You try and take the mirror back, like, excuse me, sir, your mirror is broken. I did not see any of my reflection in it.
We've never had that mirror before.
Oh no, not a vase situation.
I know. The husband eating vase, but it's a mirror.
Listen, that was a shoe eating vase. It progressed.
True.
All right. Mako, was there anything you wanted to shop for while we're here?
No, I have everything I need already.
Okay. Alright, I've never done a shopping trip with the girls, so I didn't know if we all got a turn.
All right. Yeah. That was kind of it. Unless there's another like jewelry or bauble shop.
For what you would be looking for, the other shops, most of the other shops seem to be like clothing. There's a couple food. There's one laundromat that is the new Wolf dry cleaner, but you don't really think you need that. Yes, the sparkling traveler was probably the only one that would potentially have the necklace you were looking for. But
Right.
I mean, you could always give the nutty shawl a try, but you had a feeling looking at it that it might be out of your price range.
Yeah.
We have to do a lot more gambling on Mako first.
All right, there we go. Yeah, did we want to go to see the board or?
Yeah, let's do that. I think right now the goal hasn't changed. I know Miko and I have had some bizarre experiences with seeing some ghosts of the past, perhaps, appearing, but I suppose that's what we're here for, or at least what I'm here for. So let's keep getting stronger.
All right.
All right, yeah, let's go ahead and take a look.
Okay.
Guilds.
Doodle-doo.
Doodle-doo-doodle-doo.
So when you get back, you know now, after getting scolded the first time, which section of the guild, board has missions you could take. There is currently three separate missions up on the board.
All right.
The first one is the one you saw before about transporting it seems to be just a escort to escort this woman to the Grove, which again you were looking at. That's pretty far distance. The next one was a couple of apartments. And if you want the more detailed ones, I'll send them into the chat. A couple of apartments that have been having some odd gas leaks and such like that a couple residents feel maybe that's not as coincidental as it may seem, and they are demanding that someone look into it. And the last one is titled Spring-Heeled Jack. It seems like there's someone around causing mishap. Would you like any further details on each mission?
I think by process of elimination, we could. I'd like to hold off the priestess one for the first one just until maybe we're a bit more settled and until I know that my daughter is safe. I think then I could feel like I would be more able to travel that much further, and then making sure neither of you have any outstanding things you need in the town. But either of the others, I'd be happy to explore. Spring-Heeled Jack sounds quite peculiar.
Yeah, I'm not really. I guess I could find where the gas leak might be, but I don't think I'll be able to do much if it is just a gas leak. If it's something a bit more, we might be able to do something, but I didn't really do any construction things or plumbing or whatever else it needs. So that's not really my forte.
It might end up being quite easy if it does turn out to just be fairly I mean, the residents have convinced themselves it's not, but I suppose we could look into more information. Did we want to just pick one of the two and see what more?
If you'd like, I just didn't want to read all three. I could read you the further descriptions on each mission if you'd like.
At least on the last two.
Okay. So Spring Heeled Jack. The poster reads the following. A new fiend has emerged in the city of New Dragonrook, a creature of many descriptions and who is claimed to spew fire from its mouth and eyes, and can leap into the air, leaping from the ground to building rooftops in single bounds. These encounters have become more and more frequent and have been quite troubling. We must capture this fiend and bring the city to rest. And then there is a list of several victims that have encountered this individual. And then for the apartments, it's reports of odd gas leaks and gas fires that have become quite apparent around the Hilltops apartment complexes along the southeast of New Dragonrook. We are asking for some inquiries to be made of these apartments to see if these are truly coincidence or if something nefarious is happening within these walls.
The Hilltop apartments wouldn't happen to be on Hilltop Road, would they?
I'm totally not making references.
Okay. Well, Spring-Heeled Jack. They keep calling it a fiend. Can I do it? And this isn't my strong suit, but can I do an Arcana or Religion check to see if it's like a category fiend versus not friend fiend?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Insight?
Yeah.
I do. That one's much better. Disgusting. That's a natty one.
This
That's
could
a
be
nasty
anything.
natty.
This could be anything. This could be the Fae come to take over the world. But probably not. This could even be, and you've heard of it. You've heard of it before. There is some weird. I was gonna go with a Mothman reference, and you just cut me off.
I am so sorry. Mothman can be a capitalist.
Does the Spring-Heeled Jack poster say what he's doing? It says there are victims, but what exactly is he doing?
If you look into more detail, it sounds like he is. One woman's been hospitalized.
Okay.
It doesn't specify. One woman has been hospitalized. But the information there has not been disclosed, though her current housing at the hospital is added so that you may make inquiries. Looking over, you think most of this is probably attempted robberies? But the weird spewing fire thing is a little disconcerting.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I feel like the potential gas fires are more immediately dangerous, but if this guy's going around and hurting people, that's also dangerous immediately.
I like your way of thinking. Maybe we start with the gas leaks because hopefully we might be able to clear that one up quite quickly if it's just if it is a straightforward issue, and it's within. We know it's definitely within the city, not just a car drive away, an automobile.
Yeah, it definitely seems a lot closer.
No, you're you're probably right. I just I don't know, I have a sneaking suspicion that the one we don't choose is gonna get worse in the meantime. And I'm trying to decide which consequences will be worse. But I think honestly, dealing with the gas fires is better because if we don't deal with them, then they might actually like burn down that might actually be like a more out of control fire that could kill more people or destroy more property.
Hmm. Could I
Yeah.
How
do a history or society? I don't know what kind of check to see if I would recognize personally anything to do with the what based on the limited information, something to do with fires springing up.
The fire's springing up on Hilltop?
Yeah.
Sure. Give me an insight check.
Okay. I'm not very good at insight. I'm definitely not very good at insight. That's a 2.
I'm not sure. It could. You've heard some things about some really bad construction that was going down for a while. You also are like, there's a bit of you that is immediately burning hands has their mark all over this. All over this.
Mhm.
But, at the same time, these things happen. Gas leaks, small fires. You don't notice any, the thing doesn't state that anyone's been hurt yet.
Okay. That's
Can I,
And
maybe,
that
maybe it's
doesn't
fine.
sound right for
Yeah.
burning hands, so.
can I do
Yeah.
a history check to figure out more about the actual apartment complex? Like if it's like are we talking like this like worker housing? Is this like more luxury? Is this new built? Like and like I guess like how new is like gas infrastructure?
Okay, yeah, give me a history check.
Okay.
Well,
And
and
because I can, I'll add on a D8 because I can do one of my maneuvers lets me do that. What is
rolled
it?
over a 10.
Tactical assessment. Yeah, I can add a D8 to this. That brings to a 15. That's another difficult tier. Whatever.
Okay, so you are pretty sure if it's the apartments that you're thinking of. This is a lower income sort of area. You patrolled there every once in a while pretty early on in your working, in that area of the military before you really got assigned to your squad. But yeah, you're pretty sure it's lower income. Gas lines are pretty new. It's kind of just been a whole thing that's come up with, all of this new infrastructure that's been coming out. So,
Has there been any controversy over it? Has there any been a political pushback against it?
yeah, but we must move forward. We must move forward.
Okay.
Most of the people who are speaking out about it at the moment are being told, "Oh, shush, you and your old ways."
All right.
There's been a lot of back and forth between people on it, though.
All right. My vote's for the gas leaks. I feel like that's going to be a more straightforward investigation, and ideally we can get through it fast enough that Spring Hill Jackson have time to cause any more mayhem. But we'll see.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. If anything, I can use some of my magic to clean out the pipes. Maybe it's just some strange buildup in the gas lines themselves that just need a little sprucing.
Maybe. I'm suspicious because the the people who put the gas lines in are nothing but greedy, and it doesn't seem very business savvy to create lines that would leak their own product. So I don't think this is a case of like shoddy workmanship or like just accident. That doesn't sound correct.
Maybe it was arson.
Are you thinking they're going to drug the tenants?
I don't know. Is that? I think it might more be something to do with the gas lines themselves. So I know that there's been some controversy over their installation, and a lot of the naysayers have been steamrolled. Whatever a steamroller is.
Whatever
It's
that
just-
could be, something that
no,
rolls out
it's
steam.
steampunk. It's steampunk. They have steam power. It's no, checks
That's
out. Checks
fair.
out.
That's fair. But
Steamrolled as in like when you're pressing clothes and you need to roll them out while they're still hot.
There you go. Yeah.
yeah. My worry is that we'll find that there is some well-intentioned activist behind this, and they are just not considering the lives of the people they're affecting. But that's just a theory, a game theory. No.
Well, I suppose there's in some way there's no point us speculating here.
Nah.
It sounds like we'd better just take the job and go and start talking to some of the residents.
Yeah, but yeah, I suspect it's going to be more than it initially seems.
More than it seems. Why would it be more than it seems, Mako? Okay, so you want to go through and check out the apartment. So let me add that in to our little thing over here. Let me just copy paste that out of my file into our journal with our mission. Oh dear, is that everything? No spoilers. Excellent. Okay.
So many spoilers.
Don't worry about it. Half the time when I was sending you rumors, I kept copying other stuff from messages, and I was like, no. Okay. So, you take the paper off the wall, and you kind of look at the map and realize you don't really need to go very far.
Walking distance.
Yeah, it's in walking distance. Most of the higher class areas are actually along the outskirts of the town. Kind of, it's been built out further and further as time has gone by, and by richer and richer people.
Mm.
So
Love
you're
that for
able
them.
to. Oh yes, don't we all? You're able to walk, and if you do have Roll20 open, it's gonna be right. I think I put southeast.
Right there.
Mm.
Yeah, about, because I'm looking at my thing. It's actually going to be about this area. Southeast of
Actual southeast, not
Yeah.
northwest.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Southeast of Scrambling Claw. Yeah.
Okay.
So that little area. So you guys can just go ahead and walk there. You always wonder, how do these people know that we've accepted the missions? You may never know how they know, but somehow they always do. Because as you're walking up to the apartments, there is a nervous-looking. Roll on my chart here of characters. A nervous goblin. We're going with goblin. Oh, goblin.
Gerblin.
Standing outside the apartments and has a couple of papers in their hand. Just anxiously watching the road, looking around. Seems to be waiting for someone.
I hope they find whoever they're looking for.
Walk right past him.
Well, here she looks anxious. Anyway, I'll head up. Excuse me, you one of the residents of this area?
Oh, good day, sir. No, I am the assistant manager of these apartments. I put up the notice for the guild. Yeah. I just had some paperwork for you guys. If you could look over that so that you have all the information you need. Thanks. Hands you the papers. You see that it is a layout of the apartments. There are 20 apartments. It also includes which ones have had fire damage and which ones currently have residents in them, are currently being rented at all, that sort of thing.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much. Do you work for the Scrambling Claw?
Oh no. I'm the assistant manager here at Hilltop Apartments.
Okay.
Oh, do you live here also?
Oh, I live in a little shack thing over there. He points and there's a little tiny little house that's kind of set off of the property. The full manager he has his own place, but he keeps me responsible of making sure everything else goes smoothly. That's why with the recent stuff I was really quite concerned. I'm sorry, I've not introduced myself. My name's Roland. It's good to meet you.
It's good to meet you too. My name is Mako. My companions here, Joe and Kitasha. We are here to help.
That's very good. I really liked this job, and I don't want to lose it because suddenly there's stuff going on. Yeah.
We will try and help wherever we can. We are somewhat competent as a group.
That's reassuring.
If you
I
so
think.
you've been saying there's been fires, and this is it the smell of gas that people have been sensing?
There's a couple of apartments that have had complaints about a gas smell, but when I went in, I've got some basic, mechanical workings that I know how to do for the job, but I can't ever find a leak. And then whenever I'm there, checking it seems to be gone. Yeah. There were a couple fires. Nothing too bad. None of the apartments burned down or anything, but some definite scorching on different spots. It's not always areas that, like the gas, it's new. So like some of the bathrooms have, because now there's the whole like gas heating stuff. So sometimes you've got scorches around like the tubs and such, or sometimes in the kitchens there's some small fires that have happened. And then we were trying this new thing with this, like, instead of using the different heating systems that we've had previously, with using the different ventilations and, different groundwork, we found a way to make, heating with gas. And so we were trying that. So there's been different areas of the buildings that then just randomly caught fire, and we got them taken care of pretty quickly. But yeah, yeah, it was pricey to put in, and it's not really been a great help. But
Just based on my limited knowledge, gas explosions well, fire from gas leaks would be a lot more explosive. It would probably take out a good chunk of this building. So,
Oh,
if
for
it,
heavy gas leaks, yes. But these seem to be more small, like little sparks, maybe. I
Okay.
don't know if it's interactions with different things. Gas is very new. We've not really used it for much before, so when I called the gas company, they sent a couple people out, and they were like, "No, everything's fine." But these things keep
Right.
happening, and I don't know how to fix it. And I don't want to get the head manager, owner of the apartments involved if I can help it, because he's trusting me, and I really want to get this taken care of.
Kitasha is going to go down to the goblins level, and in goblin, will tell Roland, we know how important this is for you, so let us help you.
Yes.
Do you want me to roll
Oh no.
persuasion?
No, he's yes, of course. I know. I'm sorry. I get so nervous, and it's a new thing. I've only been assistant manager for. He's saying all this in Goblin, so if you two can't understand Goblin, now you're hearing he's which was weird to hear Katasha speak in, mind you, but
I think probably during this conversation, Mega's going to be looking over the notes, and probably is assuming that Kitasha can keep talking, and keep managing Roland. Mega's going to go start working her way towards the first of the sites that had a leak or fire, and probably is going to nudge Joe to come with her because he has more mechanical knowledge than she does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Join you.
Yeah. As they're talking, Roland kind of looks over and goes, "Oh yes, I've been holding you all too long. Goes, thank you for your concern and everything, and thank you for getting here so quickly. Yeah, that would. I'll just be in my house over there. If you need anything, just let me know. I've got some tools in there too if you need them. Yeah."
Kitasha nods and says, "You can leave now." And she stands up and follows Joe and Mako.
Oh, yes, of course. Scurries off. All right, so writing this down as I'm saying it because I had prepped this and then lost part of it.
Oh no.
So, okay, so like I said, there's 20 apartments, 15 of which have residents listed. 6 of the apartments have reported the smell of gas every once in a while another it's been about 4 apartments that have actually had fire issues.
Okay, are these all in the same block area? Is it all coming from the eastern side, or?
So sadly, no, they're kind of just dispersed throughout the building. I'm trying to think mentally if this works. Yes, my math. Okay, my math is working. There are 2 sets of buildings that are there are 2 sets in the center that are 3 stories tall. 2 apartments each one, so there's 6 there, and then there's a section where it drops down, and then there's two stories on either side, so it's 10 on one building, 10 on the other. You've got 7 and 8 residents either side. The 6 of the oil leaks have been more centering on the right side building, so they're kind of facing in towards each other.
Mhm.
6 with the oil smell. The 4 that have actually reported fires, you're not sure if they have reported the gas smell, oil smell, are all on the left side.
So we got basically fire on one side and gas on the other, potentially.
Potentially.
Okay. Were there, for the ones who had any sort of who reported the gas smell, did they report any other symptoms?
From what you're seeing,
I'm mainly looking for any sort of medical symptoms.
yeah, from the small little reports that you're looking at, you can see a couple reports of nausea, but and a couple moments of also them saying they smelt something burning, but were never able to find what it was.
Okay. So it sounds pretty vague. Not really worth a medicine check.
Do we want to
Okay.
go the social route where we try and speak to them, or do we want to try and get into the actual infrastructure, like finding a boiler room or something like that?
Have any of the unoccupied units had fires?
There, you're looking through. No. There's been no reporting, nothing reported of unoccupied having issues.
Although I suppose if it's
That-
unoccupied, they wouldn't be noticing anything.
Well, they'd notice a fire.
Sure.
It could be a coincidence. I mean, we're only working with a fairly small sample size, but that might be significant. Yeah, let's go. Does the building have a central main tank that they pull from, or do they have lines stretching out to a central grid?
It's probably going to be more towards a central grid. There's a small boiler room that you can see in the plan outlines that is if you walk around the buildings, there is a small building behind the left house.
Okay.
That does disperse lines into the buildings, and then that connects to a main grid that's been constructed.
Let's check out that first. See if there's any leaks at the source.
Very good idea.
All right.
We go to the little one.
As you enter the building, there's a lot of mechanics. You see a big, water heater that's much, much larger than any home unit that any of you would have potentially seen at some point. But again, pretty new. You can see a couple of gas lines that are above ground and then stretching down underground. There's a couple of valves connected to these, along with a couple of pressure gauges that you can see. There's some cobwebs, a couple rats. Scurry past your feet.
I reckon it's the rats. Kill them.
The rat
right,
spits fire at you as it runs past. No.
I knew it. Okay, this isn't necessarily my element, although I feel like I can have a decent shot at trying to find a defect, maybe a valve that's being turned too high, too low, or try and checking the quality of the pipes in general. Perhaps I can have a look around here.
At the same time, I can look. Is there any signs that anyone has been here in a while? You said there were cobwebs and like a couple rats. Like, are there like, is there enough dust that you'd be able to tell if someone was like working on the boiler?
It doesn't seem like it's just been abandoned. It doesn't seem like anyone's been out here in maybe a week.
Okay.
But like it's definitely like Roland said, it's a very new thing. So the cobwebs, it's not a ton of them. And honestly, they might have been here before the boiler stuff was even put in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't seem like it's been left alone for a long time. But maybe not had like constant maintenance. Would anyone like to make some rolls to look at the
Yes,
things in
please.
the room?
What am I rolling for? Like a mixture of technology and trying to like spot stuff. Allow investigation.
Investigation, and because you are an artificer, I will give you advantage.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, I'm glad I got advantage. Alright, so maths 20.
Okay. Anyone else want to do anything during this that would need a roll, or shall I just continue with Joe's?
Ooh. Could I do an animal handling or an insight to check on the welfare of these rats?
Sure.
It's adopt a rat time.
Which do you prefer?
Animal handling's fine.
Okay. I'm mainly looking to see if they have easy access to food sources here. Like if they're like too around, like if they're going full pizza rat, or what their dealio is. All right. 13.
All right, so I'm going to handle the rats first and then go back to Joe's.
Uh-huh.
So the rats do seem well fed, but not like they're not quite pizza rat, but you're watching where some of them go, and you're noticing that there's just enough space in some of the groundwork that they're able to slip down with the piping underground. So they've probably got a decent access into the apartment complex.
Mm.
So that's not a great look. But
No.
yeah, that's what you're noticing. Joe, the thing that you notice is this equipment is in great shape. All the valves are right. There doesn't really seem to be any issues.
I'll definitely report this straight away back to the group. Seems fine.
So then the issues must be either in the underground pipes or in the units.
That's the way I'm seeing it. At least it doesn't seem to be a source problem. It could be with the pipes within the individual apartments, or yeah.
I don't know. I almost think it's the individual units because the rats are following the pipes underground. If it was unsafe for them to go there, they probably would have gone a different way.
That's a good point. I suppose the rats.
Yeah, fair.
If it was leaking enough gas to be a health problem, the rats probably wouldn't be there.
And as soon as Joe says that, Kitasha goes, "Oh yeah, that's right. They were gas leaks." And is going to take like a big inhale of air to see if there's like any leakage from the tank itself that seems to be in good repair. And also down where at the floor where the rats went through.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Persetti. Oh, I've been going so good. So
Yeah.
good. We'll add my D4 in there. Oh, that's beautiful. 7.
You take a big, big sniff and immediately sneeze because of the cobwebs.
Yeah. I was
You
going to
don't
say,
pick
like,
up any
inhale a cobweb.
gas. You don't smell it, but also you're currently sneezing.
Okay.
Let's see. I know gas burns. Would it be safe and or effective to try and like light a torch to see if there's any leaking gas?
I mean, we could light the torch so we could get rid of the cobwebs. That'd be really good. I'd appreciate that so much. I'm gonna step outside and she
I
there's like an
really
act
don't
2.
think we should be lighting a torch, an open flame next to the possibility of gas. I just really want to stress that seems really bad.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm so glad we have someone with intelligence.
Tell me
This
I
is
can't
unlikely.
start-
Every other character I've ever played would be the one suggesting the torch or lighting it as we speak. This is very rare for me to be playing a character with actual intelligence.
I love Mako of all people being like, should we light something on fire? Should we try it?
We seem to be talking a lot about fire. What if we were the fire?
No, wait.
The only thing she
You did
knows.
it before. You did it in the other place too with the poison gas.
Yep,
The
callbacks.
only thing she knows is that gas burns, and it depending on how fast it burns, it should burn back to its source.
Yeah,
Big brains. Big brains. We love it.
I love this so much.
There wouldn't be people complaining about the leaks or the fires in the apartment if there were no apartments. I'm just let's be
Putting it
let's
out
be
there.
sensible about this.
Well, I feel it's reasonable that so far the fires that have happened are small enough that they haven't caused severe damage, so it can't be leaking that badly.
True. Regardless, I think perhaps we could try speaking to some of the residents as a secondary priority.
Yeah, that's fair.
What? Wait a minute, Joe. You have a dog. Can't your dog
Yes.
Can't Hercules just sniff out the gas?
I don't think so. I don't think Hercules has the capacity to smell.
Did you build him with the smeller?
You
A smell
didn't give
chip.
him any olfactory senses?
No. I didn't think a dog would need the sense of smell, to be honest.
Big brains. Big brains.
I've never met a dog, but I assume.
How much of this is Joe and how much is Elliot?
Look, I know dogs.
Where's the line?
Joe's, the Hercules is quite a big dog, like some sort of Chihuahua maybe, or some sort of big bulldog-looking Chihuahua. They're all the same.
A bulldog. Can't wait for you to meet Frankie. Here we go.
Oh man,
Bulldog looking
Frankie.
Chihuahua.
Frankie's gonna bowl him over. Let's be real.
Frankie takes everyone out.
I'm very stable, thank you very much.
We've noticed. Let's see.
Emotionally stable, guys. So anyway, no, I mean, I'm looking at his stat block. He's really not that perceptive. He's got a +2 on a perception check, so yeah. He's not a dog for percepting, he's a dog for protecting.
Gotcha. He doesn't know where the danger is, just that it's near. All right.
Intellect.
All right. Kitasha is going outside.
Mhm.
What's the weather like? Is it something is the weather like open windows would be normal? Or would someone only open the windows if they smelled gas?
Um, right now, there's a couple windows open. You can see, like, it's a little cloudy, but not bad. It's a nice sunny day. You can see at least several curtains open, a couple windows pulled open wide. There's at least one tabaxi that is currently beating a rug outside her window, and you can see the dust flying off of it. And she looks at you and she's like, pulls the rug back in. But yeah,
Okay.
there's a couple. You can see them open on both sides, so it's not just the side that has been reporting more gas leaks.
Okay. And I'm assuming it's not only the units that have been reporting the leaks or damage.
Yeah, you're looking at it. It seems like quite a few of them have them open. There's a couple that did report the gas leaks that don't have theirs open.
Well, it seems like we've got the two halves, right? We've got the side which experienced the fires, as far as we can gather, and the side which has been smelling gas. So it does seem to be I don't know which one we want to investigate first. In my opinion, I'd feel like we could investigate the fire and try and find if there's any obvious source of the fire rather than start with the gas. But I'm open to suggestions.
Yeah, it might be better to go after the fire one first, just in case the manager or assistant manager tried to cover up the damage with new paint or something like that. I think it's a little bit harder to hide gas smell than it is ash.
Well, be that as it may, I think if we can just have maybe start. We've got six. Was it six apartments? No, sorry, you said 4 apartments. Okay, was that right? That have
4 with fires,
4 with
6
fire.
with gas.
Yeah. Okay, so we could start with one of those 4 and just knock on the doors. Kitasha, I think you're unabashedly the most approachable member of our group. No offense, Maker, but you know, I think if you wouldn't mind sort of starting that discussion and potentially maybe we can invite ourselves in and see any fire damage.
Fair. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Which unit which unit are we going to first?
I guess looking at the map that was given us, I guess just one of the 4 that was on fire.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's
Do we
go.
have dates for when each thing happened? Like we do them like in chronological order, or
So I'm going, because once again I lost all these things. I'm going to give random numbers for the apartments and when the things happen. So apartment 209 had the fire first. They were the first ones that reported a fire about 3 weeks ago.
all right.
Then, following that was 306, who had the second fire 2 weeks ago. 109 had a fire just over a week and a half ago. And then apartment 206 had one just within this last week.
Oh.
Do we go for the most recent or the oldest one?
I think I don't know actually. I feel like the oldest one is probably a better place to start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Hitasha will go to 209, which was the oldest.
Mhm.
And do 2 knocks and just kind of wait.
There's no response.
Hitasha will do 2 more knocks and wait. And if there's
Give
still,
me-
go
go
ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, if there still isn't like a response, Hitasha will try the doorknob.
Okay. And the 2 more, nothing. Does Kitasha open the door?
Hitasha will go for the doorknob unless it is hot.
It is not hot to the touch, no.
Okay. Making sure that it's not hot, Kitasha will actually step away from the door and use Mage Hand to turn the knob and open it.
All right.
Nice.
As the door swings open, you realize this might be more than you initially bargained for. There appears to be signs of a struggle that happened not recently. There's a couple things broken, there's some dust, and there are some singes on places like he had reported, like this was the one that had a kitchen fire. But the homeowner does not seem like they have been back for a while.
Okay. Is there any sort of like blood or other sort of bodily fluids?
Give me a perception check.
Perception. Okay, that's better. We'll add my D4. Yeah. All right. Got a dirty 20.
Yeah. Okay. So, definitely signs of a struggle. You don't necessarily see blood, but you notice in the table slight indents where you think someone's fingernails were caught in it, where they scraped along it. There are broken dishes, a couple of drawers have been pulled out. Seemed like maybe they were looking for something. Who knows? But there's no more fire signs, and you do not smell gas.
Okay.
I'm just gonna lightly call out. Jojo's gonna call out to the empty apartment and say, "If anyone's hiding in here, you can come out. We're not gonna attack you."
There is no response.
Okay, worth a shot.
Stabbing it is.
All right. Can I do a little look around the apartment just to kind of get a really like a vague bead of who this person was, like as in the owner of the apartment, whether they were like, you know, particularly wealthy, what maybe any clues about what they did as a job. Like I'm just basically looking for anything that might give me an idea about why they might have been attacked. Like you know, maybe if there's a few empty drawers, it's like clear they were robbed of valuables. I don't know, just something like that.
Sure. Give me an
Okay.
investigation.
How do you feel about a natural one?
So good. 10 out of 10.
You trip over the table and fall prone in your attempt to look for things. You completely missed the table leg and just flopped over it.
Academics, let me tell you.
And you just think to yourself, the Fae. It was fairies, I tell you. Fairies.
There was nothing. There's nothing in this patch of floor my face is smushed up against. I can tell you that much.
Kitasha, still at the door, will put her hand against it, and as it comes away, there is a like a yellow, almost like a caution tape kind of image emblazoned on the door,
Yeah.
that says "Do not enter" in both common and goblin. Before she steps inside.
Okay. Yeah. Does anyone
Okay.
else want to try investigating the room? Joe is doing a great job of investigating the floor. No gas leaks. Not
No
found
gas
one
leaks in
yet.
this specific part of the carpet.
Yeah, Mako may as well. Just
Yeah, me and my -1, we can definitely see how well this goes.
I guess either that or I could ask very nicely for the help action from one of you instead.
I mean, I got a +3. I can use that. Okay. All right, 13.
Okay.
Mako find anything?
That's about right.
Spiffy 4.
Very spiffy.
Very spiffy.
So, Mako, you actually do find a couple things. You can find a photo. It looks to be like a graduation photo. You assume, because a couple other photos you find around the house and photos, they're like little paintings, kind of like what I showed you before. It appears that this person, or at least someone they're close to, is a lizard folk. A bright green lizard folk with a couple of orange markings. Male. From some of the stuff you can see, it appears that he just does a bit of labor, maybe at the... looking at some of the mail that's been left on the table. Appears to be that he worked at the one of the manufacturing plants around. So, creating supplies for some of the new mechanics that have been coming out. Not particularly wealthy, just, this was his living. You don't see anything amongst the belongings that seemed like they would be particularly valuable. You don't imagine that this man had something that someone would drag him from his home for.
Mysterious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe they let him paint his wall this color.
It is an awful shade of mauve.
Oh.
It's a mauve
Where-
that's like an orangey mauve, so it's like a weird orange purple gray.
Right.
I would burn this place down too. Just
All right, maybe we check out some of the other apartments and try and see if there's any, excuse me, any common ground like
Yeah.
any commonalities or some, the one thing I did notice, this could just be a coincidence, but the floors, on the different floors, the fires took place in either room 9 or room 6, as far as I've understood the layout of this building. So I don't know if that's, it could be linked to something, maybe, if it is a vertical, if it's affecting the floor above it, I don't know, but anyway, let's try the next room.
Yeah.
Okay. As you leave, which apartment would you like to knock on next?
I guess the next one in the sequence, which was
Yeah.
it the one big 306?
Yep, 306.
There is 306, but there's also another one that if it's like based on floor numbers, the most recent fire is on this same floor.
At 109.
No, because it was 30.
Oh, 206, yes. Or
Yeah.
Mate. Hold on.
Mhm.
Yeah, 206 was the newest.
Yeah, because that's also on this floor and a few doors down, I'm assuming.
Let's try that then. Yeah, let's go straight to the most recent one.
Yeah.
And that was within the week, right?
Yes, within the last
Okay.
week.
All right. Once again, Kitash is going to do the 2 knocks and wait, see if there's a response.
Okay. You hear some shuffling inside. And then the door is opened by a small gnome woman, middle-aged, and she looks up at you and goes, "It is about time someone came here about the fire." And that's where we're going to end the session tonight.